Today's lesson is going to be on root words, which is something you've probably been talking about since about first or second grade, but maybe not something you've talked a lot about recently. So we're going to just have a really short review session about root words. Root words are those words that are words all by themselves. They don't have a prefix, they don't have a suffix, but sometimes if you know the root word of a word, the root of a word, you can figure out what that word means. Let's talk about prefixes and suffixes just real quickly. Okay, prefix has the word pre in it, so let's just think about pre. Um, what's funny is the prefix on the word prefix is pre. If you take a pre-test, when do you take the test? Before you have the lesson. If you go to the movies and you watch the previews, when do those come on? Before the movie. If you, let me think of another word. If you're baking cookies or making a cake, you need to preheat your oven. So when do you need to heat up the oven? It's preheat. You heat it up before you need it, before you bake. You heat the oven to the temperature it needs to be. So if a pre-test happens before you have the lesson, and previews happen before you watch the movie, and you preheat the oven before you put the cake in, what does pre mean? Pre means before. So a prefix happens before the root word. Okay? So let's take the word happy. Happy is our root word. If I am unhappy, what prefix did I add? Un. And what does un mean? If I'm unhappy, I'm not happy. If I unfollow you on Facebook, I don't follow you. If I untie my shoes at the end of the day, I make it so that they're not tied anymore. So un means not. If I retake a test or I re-wash the dishes or if I rewrite my homework, what does re mean? If you retake the test, you take the test again. If you re-wash the dishes, you wash the dishes again. If you rewrite your homework, you write your homework again. So re is a prefix that means again. Let's talk about suffixes now. If prefixes come before the root word, then suffixes come after the root word. So think about the word care. If you take care of something, you're careful with it. It means your actions are full of care. If you are um, Miss Mays and you walk down the hall and you see a mouse, you become fearful. When Miss Mays sees a mouse, she is full of fear. If you if you see the mouse and you're not Miss Mays, you might go protect her and you would be fearless. Means you wouldn't have any fear. But if you were walking down the hall and you tripped over your own shoelaces, that might be you being careless. It means you didn't take any care with what you were doing. So we can understand that the suffixes full and less are opposites. You either have a lot of something, you're full of care, or you don't have any of it and you don't take care, or you don't have any fear, you're fearless. So prefixes and suffixes do a whole lot to help us understand what words mean. But root words are super important too. So let's look at those. I want to look at the root words by looking at the assignment you're actually going to do in just a minute. So just as a review, a root word is a basic word, no prefix, no suffix. A prefix is the string of letters that go at the start of the word, while a suffix may be a string of letters that go at the end of the word. By adding prefixes and suffixes to a root word, we can change its meaning. That's how we went from fearful to fearless, or careful to careless. If something is understandable, you're able to understand it. But if you misunderstand something, means you understood it incorrectly. Um, Miss would be wrong. Misunderstand. You wrongly understood it. Here's another example. Let's look at the root word astro. We can add a suffix, it's nami, added to the end of it, and now we have the word astronomy. Astronomy. Astro means stars, and the root word, or the, sorry, I'm so sorry, the suffix nami means the study of something. So star, study, astronomy is the study and knowledge of stars. That's how we get word meanings. We're not just assigning random letters and saying, I think this word should mean the study of stars. We actually have meaning behind each of these parts of the words. Let's look at a few more. Some root words can have both prefixes and suffixes attached to them, and it turns them into words with completely different meanings. So let's look at this root word, behave. If I have a prefix, then I might have misbehave. My screen is, I'm going to make my screen bigger so these things go where they're supposed to go. Oh, they're still not going to go where they're supposed to go. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm terribly sorry. If you have the prefix misbehave, if I tell you to behave and you misbehave, this means you're behaving incorrectly. You are not behaving, right? But if I add the suffix ior at the end of behave, it's behavior. It's the way you are behaving. Look at happy. If a prefix, I can say, if I add the prefix un, I can make it unhappy or not happy. I can add a suffix like ier, happier, means I'm more happy than I was before. Or happily means it's the way I'm doing something. I'm doing something with a very happy attitude. Okay? So this is how we figure out what words mean, by picking them apart and looking at each of the pieces and the parts of each word. I'm going to do this one with you, so I hope you're paying attention. Today you've got 4 riddles, and you're going to try to figure out what each word is supposed to be. You're going to solve the riddle. So in this riddle, we are looking for a Latin root. It's a word that's going to mean water. So see if you can find the word, and here are our clues. An aquarium is a transparent tank of water where fish are kept. We know that. We've all seen an aquarium before. An aquamarine is a precious stone that is the color of water. Okay. Divers use an aqua lung to breathe underwater. So we have 3 clues. Aquarium, aquamarine, and aqua lung. What do you notice that's the same in all 3 of these words? And let's look at their definitions first. An aquarium is a transparent tank of what? Water. An aquamarine is a precious stone that is the color of water. Divers use an aqua lung to breathe under water. So what do these 3 words have in common aside from their meanings all have something to do with water? Look at this. Aquarium starts with aqua. Aquamarine starts with aqua. Aqua lung starts with aqua. Notice it's A-Q-U-A in all words, in all 3 words. So you have to answer this question. It says, given all of these clues, the Latin root for water is, and you click down here on your answer, and you're going to have to type today, and spelling counts. In all 3 of those words, they all begin with A-Q-U-A. And that is how you get that right. Okay? I don't think that's too hard of a riddle, do you? Look carefully at the words. You'll also notice that I put 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks here. So that let you know you needed 4 letters. In this one, you're only going to need what? 3 letters. And in this one, you're back to 4 letters. And in this one, it's going to have 5 letters. So you have 4 answers here. We've done the first one together, if you paid attention. So you have 3 more to go. They're 25 points apiece. So I want you to be really careful. If you have a question and you're here at school, you should be asking me. And if you have a question and you're at home, you should send me an email and ask me, and then don't submit this when you get to the bottom. Only submit it when you know you're right. Don't submit it until you get a response from me if you email me for a question, okay? I think you can do this. I did not make these very hard. I wanted you to be able to figure out that we can figure out what words mean. We just have to know what the word parts are. So give it your best shot. I can't wait to see how you do.